I'm Connie Cummins. I'm the district ranger on the Great Divide District and the Washburn District of the Chequamegon Nicolet National Forest. As public land, obviously we manage for the public benefit, and that includes both providing goods and services as well as protecting the environment at the same time.
My name is Linda Parker, and I'm the forest ecologist on the Chequamegon Nicolet National Forest. I came to the forest as a 20-something-year-old and thought I'd be here for just a couple years, and then I would move out west or someplace, that ecologists dream of going. And I just fell in love with the forest here, and I love the North Woods, and so this has been home ever since.
We've always had to deal with stressors in the environment, whether it be insect and disease or drought, but the feeling was with climate change, you add that on top of all the other stressors, and are we really going to have situations that we really don't want to see? Are we going to have more wildfire? Are we going to have different species or no species or brush? Or what's going to happen to the wildlife that depends on those communities of trees and plants?
We're in the Pinocchio Range. It's a management area where we would emphasize hardwoods, but within the hardwood stand is this really important component of conifer trees like spruce and balsam fir. Unfortunately, they are projected to decline significantly in the future due to warming climate and warming temperatures. So that's an ecological effect that we will see. It could have an effect on species. It could have a microclimate effect. Certainly in the wintertime, these species are important for thermal protection, for deer.
And then recreation, I think, is the other really big concern. And tourism is very important to the economy up here. And as we see the winters not what they used to be, snowmobiling, skiing are certainly big tourism aspects of this area. And if that starts to decline, what will happen to our local resorts and businesses, or are they going to be able to adapt with other kinds of recreational use?
Well, we now talk about a climate change filter that affects all of our decisions and all of our analysis and all of our actions here. And so if we're talking about wildfire prevention, or we're talking about rare species management, or butterfly conservation, all of those things will be affected by a changing climate. And so before we move forward with a particular project or with an idea, we really need to think about the climate change implications for that.
Well, I think the Chequamegon Nicolet really was in the forefront of trying to understand climate change and what the impacts might be to the forest in the long term. In our management projects, such as our timber harvesting and our restoration efforts, we're looking at adapting some of the traditional methods of management to include some climate change considerations.
So I think we're going to see a lot of changes in forest composition. We're seeing them now, and we anticipate a lot of changes in forests. But I think the most critical thing is that we maintain forests, because then we're maintaining carbon sequestration, we're adapting the forest, and I just think it's the most critical thing that we can do is to make sure that the forested condition, the forested landscape is sustainable over time.
It's not just public agencies that are concerned with climate change. It really is, it's communities, it's people, it's all kinds of organizations. And so we work really hard to coordinate with many different agencies, organizations, research, communities, to try to come together, because the land base is huge. It's not just public land that we're concerned about. And I feel really proud that the Forest Service has been able to provide a lot of the research and the scientists and what I call the really smart people that know how to figure this stuff out, and have been able to share that with many others.